Okay then, Helldivers, we are back. We have got loads to go over today as we managed to successfully complete our latest major order, which somehow managed to entwine with content on Helldivers 1 4 years ago. We're going to go over all of the details on that one. It's a little bit nutty. But on top of that, we've also got some comms coming from Mitchmus and from Sham Georgiani with regards to the Rupture strain actually returning. It seems to be a lot sooner than what we may have thought to begin with. And some really sad news, actually. We're going to have to bring that one to your faces a little later. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, Instant Gaming, the platform where you can get your games cheaper for PC and console with the best deals, offers, promotions, and discounts on 70% off on old and new games alike. The link's in the description. If you'd be so kind to just go down to the comment section, swipe it across, and hit that hype button. Let's see what we can get the hype up to on this video. It'd be absolutely incredible. If you want to get involved with our giveaway, it is very, very simple. Head down into the comment section and put in a simple salute. An 07 or an 01 will do, and it'll enter you in. We'll be announcing that one tomorrow during the update video, hopefully. Anyway, let's see what it is that's happening inside of the game for Helldivers 2. So starting off, we received a success message coming from Super Earth High Command that states the following. The Helldivers have liberated Menkent from the automatons, and the encryption key identified by Intel has been secured and transmitted and used to decrypt files from Database 1 concerning Vessel 00. This information comes from the automaton files, and Helldivers are advised that enemy information cannot be trusted. It is further advised that this enemy intel may be disturbingly undemocratic. Vessel 00 is indicated to be a spaceship that was departed from the planet Cyberstan in the 2180, approximately 4 years prior to the initial automaton attack. The cargo and destination of that voyage is unknown, but it is referred to as the final one the ship made. Vessel 00 is referred to in exhalation, evidence of automaton programming to express reference towards it. It is additionally referred to as their seed of origin. This intel raises many troubling questions. The origin of the automatons has been a top intel priority since the initial barbaric assault. This information is the first to definitively connect the automatons to Cyberstan, a rehabilitation planet invaded by them in the early days of the war. Cyberstan is deep behind enemy lines and highly defended. Its liberation remains the top strategic objective of the automaton front. Current operational demands prevent its liberation in the short term, but in time it will be liberated and the secrets of the automatons will be revealed. Now, why is this such a big thing? It's actually huge because this has been long form worked on in terms of story for years and years previously. Back in October 26th, 2021, over on Helldivers 1, once upon a time were these tweets here that were posted up, a bunch of ones and zeros to the naked eye, and made absolutely zero sense to anybody. But when actually decoded, we managed to come up with this message right here that was put in back then, 4 years ago. We are the collective from Cyberstan, unanimously assert our independence from Super Earth. We have the right to defend our home from the brainwashed Helldivers. Our children, the automaton, will not suffer as we have under the oppression of Super Earth. Now, this was obviously originally from the cyborgs talking about the automatons, which were the original creators of the automatons. There was a whole storyline in between of all of that, and it was a lot to be said for it. But with this post actually going out on Liberty Day 2021, it's quite an intriguing venture indeed as we get closer towards Liberty Day with just 20 days left on the clock here in Helldivers 2. What is it that will happen? We'll have to wait and see, but dates do line up quite nicely, and I do love the idea of it being such a long story progression. This is hilarious that there's something relatable 4 years back. Let me know what you guys are thinking via the comment section below and how you think this actually addresses towards Cyberstan, because right now, if we take a look at the Galactic War map, we can see quite clearly that Cyberstan has obviously got its main cutoff points. It is connected to 3 planets of Mech-Buddha, we have the one far at the back, Vendimitraxix, and we also have the other planet of Merga, and these 3 planets are obviously the only things connected to Cyberstan, with the rest of it all being locked off. When will we eventually make our way over there? We'll have to wait and see. It is quite deep inside of the automaton sector, although we're only like a planet or two away from it. It just kind of makes you wonder how it is that that's all going to play out. But in other news, for those of you guys who were wondering, you have now got a stalwart stratagem temporarily available to all Helldivers. Normally this lasts around 24 hours unless stated otherwise. So you've got this for pretty much today, or at least until they let you guys know via your dispatch notes that they are gone. In other news, we're going to be talking about Warbonds, as people were asking if the Warbond for this month was going to be delayed based on the balancing and the changes happening inside of the game. Now, Mitchmas has actually secured the factor that there are separate teams doing balancing and Warbonds, so you definitely don't have to worry about that one, but it does mean that we do need to be on the lookout, as they generally have about a 6-week rotation to these Warbonds, meaning that a trailer will either come on the 7th, which is tomorrow, the 9th, which is on Thursday, or next week, Tuesday or Thursday, so that we should be able to hit our 6-week gate with regards to new Warbonds. Quite an intriguing one as to what we will actually receive. I have no idea. It may not be delayed, but it may not be at the time we expect. We'll have to wait and see how that one plays out as well. In other news, though, somebody was asking Shams Georgiani about the Rupture strain and whether it will be making a comeback during the balance update that we're due to see soon come through. And much to our surprise, Shams actually responded back stating that yes, that's the plan by the looks of it. Not 100% confirmed though, but it seems that the Rupture strain will be making their way back during the mid-October sizable update. This is quite intriguing as to what it is that they've actually done with them. We'll have to wait and see. I was kind of expecting a full rework based on the way that they attacked. A lot of people didn't like it, and they took them offline for a substantial amount of time. So fingers crossed they come back bigger and better than ever, and hopefully something that we can actually fight against and enjoy fighting against. In other news, though, we've actually got a sad one today, and something I didn't expect to be reporting at any time soon. For those of you guys who know who Iron Sights is one of the largest leakers inside of Helldivers 2, or at least he was. He's kind of gone on a bit of a on and off spree for the last 6 months or so, and unfortunately put up a post just today stating that for those wondering, over the last few months, the time it takes for me to post a leak has grown exponentially. There is a multitude of reasons for this, with the main one simply being I've gone too deep. I've started this out as a little fun hobby for me to learn things, and it has slowly turned into a long, careful dive. Pulling apart systems, cross-referencing hidden logic, cataloging data, and that shouldn't be exposed. That level of depth has been insanely educational for me, which is great, but the deeper I went, the harder it became for me to put things together quickly for a quick leak and move on. Because of that, my priorities are shifting, and I'm stepping away from casual posting leaks to focus on studying OPSEC. And yes, he seems to be going into security and how that actually operates. So from all of us here at the Cloud Plays channel, I genuinely hope you the best, and hopefully you manage to find something good from this. We always knew that you were being destined for bigger and better things. Let me know what you guys are thinking of that via the comment section below. I generally didn't expect to see that from Iron Sights anytime soon, but it seems that he's taken the skills he's learnt from leaking and he's going to be putting it into the real world for actual work. So massive round of applause for that one, and I can't wait to see what it is that you actually do with it. Nonetheless, so let's take a look at your top comments from the previous video. You guys had a lot to say as we were talking about the major attacks happening, the talks on big buff weapons, and the patch info that Shams actually went through. Now, this first one right here is from Auto that states, it takes the entire player base to capture one planet. Meanwhile, we lose planets so fast, you can never keep up. Now, I do think that that is obviously a bit of a liberation problem that we're seeing inside of the game at the moment, and something a lot of you guys have been speaking about over the last year or so. And I know that liberation efforts is something that they've been talking about changing for a little while, and hopefully during this alleged communication spree they might well actually address that one pretty damn soon. We'll have to wait and see how it works, but yes, otherwise we would just liberate planets really fast and the game would be over, which none of us want. But I do think that there needs to be a bit more of a balance. This next one states right here, I think it's unfair to the player base to increase and decrease the health pool and or the resistance of planets while during a major order. This is the reason why a lot of players believe the galactic war doesn't matter, and I don't blame them for thinking that way. When the dev said, "Oh, we were surprised that the player base completed this major order," seems rather disingenuous when they'll put things like this. Now, this is obviously something that you guys need to take into consideration, and they do obviously alter some numbers based on how many people are playing, how some things will actually show. With less players, you need a bit more of a balance out so that you can genuinely still achieve it. But with a couple of 100,000 players, you are obviously going to have different scales. Unfortunately, that's how it works, and the live service model of this game does seem to work quite well for the most part. I do recommend that they find some sort of medium for the liberation efforts, but we've just spoke about that one. And finally, this states right here, the new buff for the Adjudicator does 1 extra point of damage. Have fun, guys. We'll have to wait and see exactly how this one plays, but we do have a big balance coming at some stage during mid-October. As to what that balance is going to bring, we'll have to wait for Nicolas to come and let us know. And hopefully Lanart's got some good info as well. We'll wait and see exactly how this one plays, but I'm hoping that the new buffs to weapons are genuinely a lot more than this. As we spoke about in streams just recently, how some enemies now seem borderline impossible to take out, and that's primarily down to things are getting stronger and we aren't. It's just my 2 cents on it. Let me know yours via the comment section below. Unfortunately, though, that's all we got time for today. If you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe, post notifications turned on. Don't forget to hit the hype. It'd be greatly appreciated. And as always, I'll see you in the clouds.